Teaching the violin, how to hold the violin bow, usually we'll start out with a pencil. And so what we do is, in order to help them learn how to get their bow finger set on the bow, we start out with that hand being free, and we'll start out with a pencil, which we'll take in our left hand, and we'll hold it down at the very bottom of the pencil. And now, so I call this step 1. Then step 2 will be, they form a circle with their thumb and their middle finger, and you have to emphasize it many times, the middle finger, because some of them will want to go to the index finger. So right here, then you form this circle. And it's mainly that the middle finger is moving toward the thumb. The thumb moves just a tiny, tiny bit. So that at this point, we have the circle, and there's a spot right here, and we're going to move the hand over to the pencil so that the middle finger will be on top of the pencil, so it looks like that now. So that's an important skill for them to learn. Once they've done that, what they do is they open the circle just slightly, and they bring the thumb to the other side of the pencil and then close the circle again. Then at this point, because it'll be easier for them to see, we have them point the pencil so it's pointing over their bow shoulder. And then we can take away the other hand now. So now they've got these two fingers holding the bow. Then they take the ring finger and set it right next to the middle finger. Then they take the pinky, and if they need to, we can slide it over a little bit. We want the pinky to be up on top of it's not going to be like the other fingers. It's going to be on top of the bow or the pencil. Then we take the free hand, we take our index finger and set it down here, and because we want a little space between the middle finger and the index finger of the bow hand, and then we take that away, and that is the starting bow. That is the bow position. Then the next step is we'll do the same thing with the bow. It'll involve a little bit more explanation, but so what we're going to do is we pick up the bow and we let the frog rest onto our thumb. And the other way of making sure they're doing this right is you explain that the horsehair is what will be facing them. By this point we should already have taught them that the bow is made out of wood and then with horsehair. So they rest the frog on their thumb, and then I usually have them wrap around 2 fingers. We don't want the 2 fingers to be very high because otherwise they'll get in the way of where the bow needs to be. So have them hold it down very close, really right on or near the bow screw, which is what tightens and loosens the bow. That's the best spot to have. So now they've got this, and then we have them make the exact same circle with the thumb and the middle finger, going to the first bend of the finger. And now this is where it's really important. Where do they put this? Right here, there's a little tiny wood spot between the frog and the leather wrapping. So that is exactly where this will go. The thumb will just rest right there, and the middle finger will wrap over the top. So that's the 3rd step. Then the 4th step is where we let the thumb come around to the other side and wrap this finger and close it like this. Now, one thing that's really helpful is if you have them, there's a little hole right here, a little opening in the bow, and that's a good spot for the middle finger to rest on, right there. One thing to really stress here is we don't want their thumb to go too far through. If their thumb goes like this, then they won't be able to use the bow very well. So I always emphasize it's the tip of the thumb. So we start out with the thumbnail is touching, and then we say put the tip of the thumb onto the wood, and then this will come over like that. Now at this point, we let them set their bow on their bow shoulder, so it comes to rest on their bow shoulder, and that will free up this hand because now the shoulder is supporting the bow. Then they put the ring finger down, just like they did with the pencil. And again, with the pinky, it goes on the top of the bow, not over. So the pinky comes up. Then we take our free hand, put our index finger there, and then that's the right amount of space. One other thing that's really important is that with the thumb needs to be very relaxed, and it needs to be curved, and their thumb should actually be in contact with the horsehair down below. This right here, that's an oil mark, and that's from the fingers will naturally have a little oil, and that there's nothing wrong with having a mark like that. So that's basically the hand position. Now at this point we would take a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll, and then they would put it through. They would take the bow after they found the bow hand position, put it through, and then actually the paper towel roll is best because it's nice and comfortable and cushy, and they can rest it on their shoulder like this, and then they will practice the shoulder bowing. And with that, we want to really encourage them to keep the bow going in a straight line. Usually I suggest they line it right up above their left foot and keep it there, and as opposed to bringing it over this way. With the paper towel roll, there is some space in there, so you have to you can ask them to push it against the left side so that helps them to keep it straight. And what this does is that teaches the correct direction for pulling the bow. Then they can take their paper towel roll and then hold it up in the same direction that they would when they're playing. So then they would go like this with the roll. And this is training them to pull the bow in a straight line, because it's really important that they do that in order to get the best sound. If they let the bow skid, then the sound will not stay constant. But if they're trained to have that bow, and especially the elbow is a little bit, it frees up the elbow, then they're able to pull the bow in a straight line.